Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hidden Archives. Today I will be talking about the spread of Christianity in the Appalachia region, particularly in the late 1700s and early 1800s. This is a topic of great interest. A study of this topic might begin by looking at the background of where these settlers came from, as well as the situation of the settlers at the beginning of the period, before delving into the efforts to bring the gospel to the people of the backwoods, start churches, and hold big camp meetings and revivals. This could include looking at what the cultural norms were within the society, the historical reasons for those norms, and the challenges those norms within their society played in reaching them. Additionally, it is important to look at Presbyterianism as it existed among the Scots-Irish in the region, even before missionaries from other denominations entered the region, as well as why Baptists and Methodists were the most successful in spreading into the region, while most other denominations met little success. To begin with, the Scots-Irish, who were the predominant settlers of the Appalachian region, mostly originated from the border region between what is now England and Scotland. Way back in Roman times, people from this area were known as the Picts, and would seek to drive fear into the hearts of their enemies by painting themselves blue and charging into battle naked. For much of the Middle Ages, this border region was inhabited by raiders, who operated both north and south of the nominal border. By the 1600s, King James opted to settle many of these borderlanders in Northern Ireland. But within the next 100 years, many of these restless Scots-Irish were moving to the New World and settling along the rim of the Appalachian Mountains. They were largely Protestant, specifically Presbyterian, suspicious of government, not at all bashful, and prone to going native in their new environment. Charles Woodmason, when traveling in the Carolina backcountry just before the American War of Independence, stated that the women often dressed like the native women. A few decades later, Samuel Kercheval wrote that he often saw men of these backwoods communities attending church services while wearing only loincloths and moccasins, like those of the Native Americans. The lack of central authority and total freedom led to some degenerate behavior among these mountain dwellers, although it's possible that this has been overblown somewhat, especially as various denominational ministers who were seeking to convert these people often painted them as heathens due merely to denominational differences. It is true, though, that the prevalence of the heavy drinking of whiskey in these areas did lead to some bad behavior by the residents, with many, if not most, brides in the region already being pregnant when married. Many of the denominations that tried to spread into the area were unsuccessful, and this may have largely had to do with their negative attitude toward New Light Presbyterianism and its focus on personal atonement. Many of these denominations were antagonistic toward such views. Baptists and Methodists, on the other hand, were also New Light denominations, and the Scots-Irish Presbyterians were more receptive to these denominations as they had much in common. Circuit-riding preachers from Baptist and Methodist churches had great success in the early 19th century, and this spread, leading to the big camp meetings later in the century. This concludes my presentation. Thank you. Have a nice day.